Meghan Markle's podcast has ended its 8-episode run and there are no plans to release a second season at this point. What a surprise. Riley Sullivan is a lifestyle reporter here at skynews.com.au and
That's how Meghan Markle is reportedly describing the latest firestorm ignited by comedian and TV legend Jon Stewart. During a biting segment on The Daily Show, Stewart allegedly labeled Meghan as the worst entrepreneur of the year, delivering a punch that not only went viral, but also sent Mark's PR team into immediate crisis mode. What was meant to be a casual roast turned into a seismic media moment. And once again, Meghan finds herself exposed and undone, not by tabloids, but by her own contradictions. Her glossy Netflix image, hollow business ventures, and
Meghan Markle's podcast, the series Confessions of a Female Founder, has officially wrapped up after 8 weeks and hitting the airways. Is this the last we'll ever hear about the podcast, do you think?
I do. I think so. I think that, as we've spoken about, this show has completely underperformed.
Performative interviews couldn't shield her from what many are calling a long overdue reality check. This wasn't some offhand joke. Jon Stewart's jab came wrapped in sarcasm, but the substance beneath it was painfully serious. His words weren't pulled from gossip columns. They echoed what many industry insiders and members of the public have been whispering for years. Meghan Markle, so-called entrepreneurial efforts, have been a string of underwhelming, overfunded, and short-lived ventures. Lacking both depth and sustainability. Whether it's podcasting, production, publishing, or lifestyle branding, the pattern remains the same. Big hype, bigger paychecks, and no meaningful results.
That she made with Lemonada Media, it's still unclear actually about what money has come from this podcast. So originally, when she signed up with Spotify, there was money up front. That deal went south. She signed up with Lemonada. But looking into the details of it, it's unclear if she actually took any money up front for this deal at all.
By labeling her the worst entrepreneur of the year, Stewart essentially called out years of marketing without mission, style, without substance and ambition, without execution. In an era where accountability matters more than ever, Stewart gave the public a voice and Meghan a mirror. Let's talk about Archetypes, Meghan's highly publicized podcast deal with Spotify. What was marketed as a platform to explore female stereotypes quickly became a symbol of how little she delivers when the cameras aren't rolling, despite being paid a staggering $20 million. Meghan produced only 1 season, and even that was marred by accusations of scripted interviews, ghost striding, and shallow conversations. Spotify executives didn't mince words. One senior executive, Bill Simmons, publicly blasted Harry and Meghan, calling them grifters who didn't live up to their promises.
Also, there was a very interesting article that came out in a business publication called Fast Company. Never really heard of it, right? Well,
right.
Weirdly, they got an exclusive interview with Meghan Markle.
The deal was cut short, no renewal, no apology, no accountability. Meghan simply disappeared from the project, leaving behind yet another expensive PR corpse in her trail. Stewart's comment didn't come from nowhere. It came from a place of fact. After Spotify, Meghan attempted to pivot into other arenas, Netflix documentaries, a children's book titled The Bench and Murmurings of a Luxury Lifestyle Brand. Each of these ventures followed the same template: massive pre-release buzz, heavy media coverage, and then radio silence.
Let's talk about Meghan. She loses... This is brilliant. There is one good thing about the riots. Meghan Markle has lost her chance to shine as the LA Natural History Museum cancels a glam gala as riots turn LA into a war zone. Why was she going to the Natural History Museum? Because she's passed and because she's an old fossil. Why was she going there then?
Her Netflix documentary was widely criticized for cherry-picking footage and rehashing grievances. Her children's book failed to make any real literary impact and was accused of being a vanity piece rather than a meaningful story for kids. As for her rumored lifestyle brand, there's still no product, no platform, and no launch date. Just Instagram teases and media speculation. In the world of business, results matter, and Meghan's results are as hollow as the branding she slaps on them. Stewart's takedown merely exposed what was already evident.
The board that determines who gets this award. She was being awarded for all of her philanthropy, because that's all we ever hear about these days.
I know what my best mate's got a knighthood for philanthropy. I can't even say the word. What has she done really apart create 10 pots of jam?
Exactly. I mean, that's the real question. It's all about who you know in LA, and this is just another.
Meghan's version of entrepreneurship is theatrical and superficial. Perhaps the most glaring truth Jon Stewart exposed is this: having a royal title does not make you an entrepreneur. Meghan has repeatedly leaned on her association with the British monarchy to gain access deals and publicity, but beyond that, there's little substance to show for it. Real entrepreneurs take risks, build systems, lead teams, and solve real-world problems. Meghan, on the other hand, curates brand narratives that revolve around herself. There's no innovation, no strategy, and certainly no perseverance when things go south. Her royal status opened doors, but her lack of business insight and unwillingness to grow close them just as quickly. Stewart's title for her wasn't cruel. It was earned.
Kinsey Schofield, trooping of the colour. Honestly, I could buy the most expensive champagne. I could take it to the most romantic place in the world if I was in that position to do so. Not that I would, because I love my wife, but she would be more excited if I showed her a video of Trooping of the Colour.
And so imagine Prince Louis going to be on the balcony showing out. It's going to be the cutest thing.
There was a time when Meghan Markle could dominate global headlines with a whisper. Her 2021 interview with Oprah was seen as a landmark media event, record-breaking viewership, global sympathy, and the illusion of a woman reclaiming her voice. But fast forward to 2025, and Meghan's influence is rapidly deteriorating. Why? Because the public has caught on, every media appearance feels rehearsed. Every message is wrapped in victimhood. Once you strip away the royal context, the S and the palace gossip, there's little left. No real business strategy, no consistent message, just drama repackaged as content. Jon Stewart's worst entrepreneur title felt like the final nail in the coffin. A declaration that even media elites are no longer buying what Meghan is selling in the entrepreneurial world. Momentum is everything, and Meghan has lost hers entirely.
To wear, I'm just going to.
Sorry, a huge Union Jack thing. What is it? What are you talking about? Hat or
it's a bit of a
onesie?
It's a shawl. It's a bit of a shawl. It's a bit of a shawl. It's Moschino.
You mean shawl?
Okay.
Did you say shawl?
It's a shawl. Shawl.
It's a shawl, baby. As in shoal of fish.
No, that's not.
Let's take a closer look at Archetypes. Well, the nonprofit foundation, Harry and Meghan, launched to much fanfare, supposedly created to drive cultural change. The organization has failed to deliver tangible, measurable impact in nearly every area it claimed to serve. Yes, Archewell has released polished annual reports and flashy statements about mental health, racial equity, and online safety. But where are the results? No groundbreaking initiatives, no long-lasting partnerships. Instead, we've seen vague campaigns, low-visibility projects, and endless PR fluff about compassion, without any real teeth. Compare this to other celebrity-led initiatives like the Obama Foundation or Rihanna's Clara Lionel Foundation. The difference is embarrassing. Stewart wasn't mocking, just Meghan's failed brand deals. He was pointing to a pattern of performative activism masquerading as leadership. If anything,
and this is a man that has cancer and continues to show up every day and work relentlessly, and he should be honored.
Can I ask you a question about her? We both, I know each other well enough to know what we think of her. Do you think she deliberately strategizes and plans to do something?
Archewell is a masterclass in how to say everything and accomplish nothing. Despite loudly proclaiming independence from the royal family, Meghan's entire entrepreneurial identity remains anchored to her Duchess title. Without Sussex attached to her name, would Spotify have shelled out $20 million? Would Netflix have offered a multi-million-dollar deal? Unlikely even her new business endeavors, whether it's skincare, lifestyle, branding, or alleged fashion ventures. Carry the not-so-subtle undertone of royalty-inspired elegance. But here's the irony. The same system she constantly criticizes is the one she quietly profits from. True entrepreneurs build something new. Meghan merely repackages the prestige. She once rejected Jon Stewart saw through the illusion, so did Spotify, so did the media, and increasingly so does the public. Meghan's version of independence is more of a PR tagline than a lived reality. One of Meghan's most consistent defense mechanisms is to label any form of critique as misogyny.
The fact that it's been canceled is a bit of a relief for us that just want the royal family to be able to have their time to shine this weekend.
You make a really good point there as well, as you always do, about the king. You know, we talk about duty, and I think it's really important. You look at her and you think, it's so self-serving and so narcissistic.
Everything.
I mean, I think the royal family, what's bound them together for so long.
Racism or media bullying. While there's no denying she's faced unfair attacks in the past, Stewart's blunt criticism wasn't rooted in personal hatred. It was a professional reckoning. A reminder that public figures, especially those taking millions in deals, must be held to a standard labeling. Stewart's satire as sexist would be not only inaccurate, but also a disservice to actual victims of gender bias. The cold truth is, Meghan is being criticized, not because she's a woman, but because she failed spectacularly in her business. Promises. People both male and female get labeled. Worst entrepreneur every year. Meghan just happened to earn the title this time. If she truly wants to be seen as an empowered businesswoman, she needs to accept that accountability is part of the game right now. She's still playing dress-up in the entrepreneurial arena.
That through is absolutely all about who he is, and I salute him. But she's like this annoying little thing that buzzes around the place. What's America's reaction? I haven't spoken to you for ages about this. How do America?
And Jon Stewart called her out on it loudly and without apology. The most damaging consequence of Jon Stewart's takedown isn't just the public mockery, it's what it signals. A total collapse of Meghan Markle's credibility as a serious entrepreneur and leader in business. Your word is your brand. When you break deals over promise and under-deliver repeatedly, even the most forgiving investors and supporters begin to walk away. And that's exactly what's happening. Corporate sponsors have grown, wary, media outlets are pulling back, even progressive circles. Once her strongest base are quietly distancing themselves, her reputation has become a liability rather than an asset. Her interviews are no longer must-watch TV. They're cringe-inducing PR stunts. Her ventures don't inspire confidence. They spark ridicule. What Stewart said out loud is what many insiders have known for years, but were too polite or afraid to admit. Meghan Markle isn't a misunderstood visionary. She's a failed brand wrapped in royal gold leaf now peeling at the edges. The question now is not if she can bounce back. It's whether anyone will care if she tries. Jon Stewart's jab may have been brutal, but it was fair. In a world where success is measured by consistency, innovation, and results, Meghan Markle simply doesn't qualify. Her ventures feel more like vanity projects than viable enterprises. There's no evidence of a long-term strategy, no clear leadership, and worst of all, no product that justifies the hype. Entrepreneurship isn't about being famous. It's about resilience, innovation, and the ability to adapt. Meghan has failed on all counts. Every opportunity she's been handed has ended in premature collapse or public backlash. And the public? They've moved on. The glamour has faded, and what remains is a pattern of ambition without ability. Stewart wasn't being cruel. He was being honest. And in that honesty, he did what few celebrities are willing to do: call out a narrative that's grown, stale, bloated, and disconnected from reality. Meghan Markle may still wear the Duchess title, but in the business world, she just got publicly dethroned. Meghan Markle's grand vision of becoming a global business mogul has crumbled under the weight of its own contradictions. What was once sold as a bold journey of independence and impact has revealed itself as a carefully polished illusion, one powered more by headlines than hard work. Jon Stewart's scathing Worst Entrepreneur of the Year title wasn't just comedy, it was a brutal reality check. The world has seen through the glossy branding, the royal posturing, and the endless blame games. Now all that remains is a fading figure, clinging to relevance. While the empire she tried to build on borrowed fame collapses piece by piece, Meghan may still claim the spotlight, but she's no longer the one controlling the narrative. The curtain is falling and the applause has stopped. If you've had enough of the smoke and mirrors surrounding Meghan Markle's so-called empire, it's time to make your voice heard. Don't let the mainstream media keep spinning the same tired narrative. Share this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and expose the truth behind the glitz. Every like, every comment, every share helps break the illusion and hold public figures accountable for what they really stand for or fail to deliver. Stay tuned, because the story isn't over, and neither is the reckoning. Let's keep the spotlight exactly where it belongs, on the facts, not the fantasy. Like and comment. Please subscribe my channel.